Hi there, it's Greg Boyer from Startup 101. Today I'd like to talk to you about the second step in the 3 steps to startup success plan. If you followed the earlier videos, I was covering off some of the items that you need to do in the investigation phase. That is, you've got your great business idea, you've gone out and done some market research to see if there is demand out there and the type of customer that you're going to target, as well as determining whether your idea is feasible. That's great, gives you confidence that your idea could work in the market. The idea part is the easy bit. Next bit you've got to do is actually implement it and turn it into a reality. So how do you do that? Well, I'd like to call this the formulation phase. You're formulating the idea into reality. And the best way to go about it is to put together a plan. So with my old project management background, I'll give you an analogy like building a house. So the idea is you want to build your new house. Well, then you've got to go through the process of planning how you're going to get that house into a reality. Going through the design, organising the consultants to do it all, getting approvals from your council, then organising a builder and getting it actually built. And then eventually your idea about having a new home is a reality as you're moving in. So why is this planning phase so important when you're starting a business? I can give you a good story from many years ago about why planning is very important. And it related to, we were working in the property development industry at the time, and a colleague of mine got a phone call from a well-known developer who was having a lot of problems getting his new residential development off the ground. He had a person in-house who was looking after the project, but after a number of months the project was nowhere near what the budget they were thinking it was going to be. There was problems with the design and whether it was going to get the right council approvals. It was basically a project that had started off in chaos. So this property developer asked my colleague to come in and do a critique about what were the problems and how they could be fixed. Well, what he found was, look back on it, was in a way amusing, but it wouldn't have been for the property developer at the time. The guy who was looking after the project at the time, when asked by my colleague, okay, so show me the plans that you've developed to get this project started, created, and then eventually built. Do you have a program? Do you have a development brief? What have you got? And the response back was, hey, look, mate, I can't show you any plans. I've been too busy sorting out problems to put any plans together. My colleague just shook his head and said, well, that's probably why you've got problems, because you haven't planned in the first place. So that's why the planning part was really important. As it turned out, the property developer brought my colleague in to try and solve the problems. He put together and took time to get all the right tasks done in the right sequence. And at the end of the day, the property development was done successfully. It was on time, it was actually below budget, and the property developer was really happy. And that was all because my colleague took the time at the front end to do the right planning. Well, the old line about if you fail to plan, you're really planning to fail is very true. Because if you don't know all the topics and issues that you need to address, well, you really are driving blind. Now, the same goes for when you are starting a business. You need to take time and get your planning right before you actually create the business. Because if you don't, there are a number of consequences that can occur. So what are the consequences of not planning properly for your business startup? Well, ultimately, the biggest consequence is business failure. And statistics show that business failure is quite common, and a lot of it is because the business hasn't been planned right at the start. Initially though, I think the consequences for you as a business owner will be twofold. One will be your risk has increased about all the time and money you're putting into the business. And secondly, you'll probably be going through the process quite inefficiently. And why is this? Well, it's because you probably don't know all the tasks that need to be done, or just as importantly, you're not doing them in the right sequence. It would be like using the building example earlier. There's no use bringing in a builder and start building something if you haven't done the design and got the approvals right of your building in the first place. Likewise, in a business, there's no use going and organising an office or factory lease or bringing in employees if you haven't already gone through the proper market analysis and knowing that your business idea will fly and is also profitable. So now you know the consequences. How do you go about fixing that? So I would always recommend, when you're starting off a business, that you actually do take the time and effort, and sometimes it can be tedious, but it's well worth the investment of putting together a business plan. Now, business plans cover off all the necessary topics, headings, subheadings, etc., that you need to consider when starting your business, because most of these, if not all of these topics, are relevant when you're actually managing your business. At the end of the day, what that will give you is peace of mind and confidence, because you've got direction with regards to your business startup. You've sequenced it right, you're doing all the right tasks. So at the end result will be, you will probably have a successful business venture as you go through, and your stress levels and anxiety levels will be greatly reduced. So as a bonus today, I've prepared a business plan checklist which covers off all the various headings and subheadings of a normal business plan. Now, if you'd like a copy of this checklist, please go to the address below at our website, startup101.com, via the contact page. Send me a message saying, yes, you'd like a copy of the checklist, and I'd love to send it out to you. And if you've got any other questions about the business plan process, I'd also love to answer those for you as well. So hopefully you found today's topic useful for you in your startup journey. Please share the video to friends and colleagues you also might think would be interested in the topic. Love to get your likes, comments on the topic. Love to give you feedback where I can. And also please don't hesitate to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also at the website, so I can keep you updated with future tips and tricks and all sorts of information on starting a business. Thanks again for watching today. Look forward to you getting out there and living your business dream. My name again is Greg Boyer from Startup 101. Take it easy. Bye-bye.